65 horsepower, some 80, some 95, some 125 and 150 horsepower. On the roll, the Elbirds. You may see small differences in some of the aircraft, the shape of the nacelle that surrounds the engine. Some having the cylinder heads exposed out into the breeze. You look at the shape of the tail, as you have here, it's kind of a triangular shape. Some more rounded than others. Looks like one of our Elbirds didn't like what he was seeing on the engine instruments. He's going to be taxiing back to the parking area. Many of these aircraft were configured in such a way, with a big long distance behind the pilot's seat, to be able to have stretchers and wounded personnel put on board. Some of them even had a canopy type arrangement that you could raise that up, put a stretcher inside, close it on up, and off they go.
Left-hand turns, and then what I'll do is when it's photo pass time, I'll actually do a right-hand turn. Yeah, I'll call when you go to
As I mentioned, one of the features of the liaison aircraft was their ability to take off from just about any surface. Any flat, unprepared surface. Really only needing several hundred feet of runway to be able to take off. That silver aircraft that you see flying by is owned by Rich Waller. It's based up at Smoketown, Pennsylvania. It's an award-winning aircraft at the EAA Sun and Fun gathering. In 2005, it was the best Elbird, the Judge's Choice and Preservation Award of Oshkosh that I mentioned before, back in 05 and 07, the best military Aeronca aircraft at the National Aeronca Convention in 2006. The L-16, a militarized version of the civilian 7AC Champ, a tailwheel aircraft that has got many folks to fly, very honest and forgiving tailwheel aircraft. In fact, you'll even see the growth version of that, the 8KCAB, as an aerobatic aircraft with up to 180 horsepower on air shows today. L-16s were used in the early part of the Korean War as auxiliary spotters, reconnaissance, rescues, and I'm going to tell you about one particular rescue. This was done by an Army Air Force captain, John Oliver, of the 7th Infantry Division. It was in 1951, and he landed his L-16 in a creek bed behind enemy lines to rescue a Navy pilot from the wreckage of his Corsair fighter. And for this heroic action, he received the Navy's highest award for valor. This is an Army captain flying a U.S. Army aircraft in Korea in 1951. Part of his citation reads, when a Navy aircraft was hit by enemy ground fire and crashed into the riverbed of the Chuchongmang River, Captain Olahovic flying an unarmed L-16 liaison aircraft, proceeded immediately to the area and skillfully landing in the rough terrain, made his way on foot to the stricken aircraft despite intense and direct fire from enemy troops only 300 yards away. The captain located the downed pilot, picked him up, carried him back to the L-16, put him inside, and got him to the hospital, where he survived. And for that, the U.S. Navy awarded this Army pilot its highest award for valor. The L-16, there's about 509 of these made, 100 of a later version. This particular aircraft was the 19th one off the assembly line in Middletown, Ohio. Started its life at the Army at Fort Monroe, Virginia in 1947. Also served with the Civil Air Patrol. This aircraft being flown and exhibited in honor of the brave pilots and observers who flew in harm's way to defend freedom and liberty for all. And Rich Rollins, in Smoketown, Pennsylvania, wants to thank all of you veterans here in the crowd. Thank you for your service. I hope as you're walking around you get a chance to look at each of the Hellbirds that are on display. Same ones you're seeing flying now. And take a look at the detail and attention to detail that the restorers have gone to rebuild and maintain and fly these airplanes. Just like the L-16, probably many of them have a history. You can talk to the pilots and find out exactly the history of each of these airplanes. Flying in left-hand traffic when they were on display, they're now in right-hand traffic. Passes down the runway a little bit closer into you so you can get some better pictures. And they'll be landing in just a few minutes. Often you might see the name Grasshopper applied to the Hellbirds, and that covers the range of just about all the Hellbirds.
Who's here then? That's it?
Starting out off-line display with the low power, low speed liaison birds, and moving on up.
So that's why we got late here. But I figured I'd
Two more powerful aircraft until we finally arrive at the 400-mile-an-hour fighter aircraft, and our bombers with their huge radial engines, all coming up in a World War II weekend air show portion. I hope you've all had a chance to visit with the folks back in the main hangar, the folks who have written books about their experiences. Many of the authors are here, and you can get a chance to meet them up close and personal, read about their exploits. Also, you'll get a chance to meet some women who were members of the Women Air Force Service Pilots, the WASP. WASP is, you don't say WASP with an S on it because it's already plural, Women Air Service Pilots. And they were the ones who would pick up the aircraft at the factory and carry them to the operational bases so that the aircraft could be used. Aircraft such as the B-29. Later on when the B-29 is flying, we'll get a chance to relate a little WASP history. There were 25,000 women that applied to join the WASP. Only 1,830 were accepted and took the oath. And out of those, only 1,074 women passed the training and joined the WASP. They flew 60 million miles of flights from aircraft factories to ports of embarkation. I hope you get a chance to meet them back there in the main hangar and thank them for their service. The U.S. didn't thank them for their service for about 30 years after the WASP were disbanded in 1944. Took all the way up into the 70s and actually all the way up to 2009 before they received the recognition that they well deserved. During the time the WASP were flying aircraft, delivering aircraft, they delivered over 12,600 aircraft, 78 different types, including these birds, including the Mustangs, including the trainers and other aircraft that you're going to be seeing flying during the World War II weekend.
I won't run you over, I promise.
It's company here.
Am I in your way? You I don't care. Oh, I heard that. They paid to get in, I didn't, I'm moving.
Hey, Stu. Stu.
These guys like a block from here.
Yeah, well, I'll stop in.
Stu Craig, please.
Maybe Tuesday. I don't know what day, but I'll stop in Larry while you guys are there. All right? And I'll be on the hall.
Stu, do you have World War II music video or things like that?
Yeah, I think Ted's got something.
Ted's got stuff? Yeah. Because we're going to have a couple of minutes break between the L-birds and the next trainers.
Okay.
So we can just play something light in the background.
Ted?
Oh, is that a hard rock still?
You want
Light in the background, yeah.
Classic rock? Come on now.
Absolutely. Good stuff.
That's a lot of fun. I didn't fly that one, but others like that. That's a lot of fun.
And that's an Iraq L3. Pulling up into position. That's going to be, I think they're going to form up in the succession in which they were flying and then taxi back to the parking area.